Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Nick Baldwin. Welcome back to another episode of Command Your Social. And today is a super special day. I'm really excited because, well, for a few reasons. I have my awesome co-host Jesse Newquist here with me. Say hi, Jesse.
Hi, how are you?
I thought you were going to say hi, Jesse.
I usually do.
Yeah, but you know what else is really exciting? We have the OG co-host, my original co-host from back in the day. Like, what is this, episode 12? So this is from like episode 1, 2, and 3. Leslie Jackson is back. She took some time off because she created life.
I created life. I'm so happy to be back. I feel like I'm full of life based on the creation of life. So yeah.
So how's the baby? We have to ask, how's the baby?
Baby is great. He is sleeping almost through the night, and I am feeling like a brand new person. That's all.
You know what? We can't be friends anymore. We can't be friends anymore because that's just not fair. That's why we're not having more life in our family. Exactly. We have babies that just still don't know how to sleep. But that's awesome. And it's a boy.
It's a boy. His name is Jaden. And yeah, we're just plugging along. I have a toddler, of course, so that makes things real interesting at the same time. So, just you're hustling over here.
And Jesse, this is the first time that you've been on with Leslie, and this is the first time that the three of us have hosted an episode. So I'm sure it's going to be real organized.
I know. I'm very excited, especially with you at the helm. Yes.
Oh, someone should never put me in charge of anything. Okay, so listen, let's get down to it. Today we have an awesome guest, and we're going to talk about TikTok. And this person has basically mastered it. I'm looking at her TikTok right now, and her last video had 338,000 views, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. She's got 19.4 thousand followers, and she runs a sales team in Jacksonville, Florida, and they did around 68 million last year and 209 units. So and she still has time to do TikToks. And her name is Cece Underwood. What's going on, Cece?
Hey everyone. Hey, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And before we started, Cece was chowing down on some, what were they, Fruity Pebble bars?
Oh my gosh, mini bar donuts. They're very mini donuts, and they're sprinkled with Fruity Pebble goodness.
Oh my gosh, that
sounds amazing.
Decadent. My 9-year-old eats Fruity Pebbles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Is that bad? Am I a bad parent because of that?
Yes.
No.
No.
She's like, it's Fruity Pebbles for dinner, kids.
They actually make a Fruity Pebble flavored protein, so bonus.
Oh, they do protein. Wait, protein powder?
Protein powder.
I'm getting it. My kid.
I just got healthy upon that news. Yes.
There you go. I'm gonna order
Today
it.
Your life changed.
It totally did. Podcast over. I'm done. So, Cece, we haven't had anyone on here really talk about TikTok at a super high level. And can you talk about TikTok at a high level? I don't know if TikTok and high level are things that go together in a sentence, but if they do, you have created that sentence. So I want to know a very basic question. Why have you taken to TikTok so intently?
Oh, I love TikTok. You know what TikTok has helped me focus is really getting content out in a short way. And I will tell you, I started right when the pandemic, and it was fun, and I was exploring, and then I finally got intentional about it. And I was doing more dances in the beginning, and it kind of evolved. So now I'm doing trends. I do talk a lot more on the platform, just like I do anything else. But before, you only had, 15 or 30 seconds to get your message out. And that is really difficult. If you are a talker, you're an agent, and you just go run on sentences all the time. So TikTok actually helped me be more concise with my message. And I was able to translate that. So when I do my batch videos, I do some YouTube videos, and I recorded 20 videos in an hour and 15 minutes. And I 100% believe TikTok is what helped me be able to do something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What is so can we talk about starting? Like, what are the steps in starting and creating your, not necessarily content, like coming up with it, but the actual steps and the physicality of making the video itself?
Oh my God. So TikTok, I think, is the easiest platform. Even if you're just getting started in video, because you tap a plus sign, start your video, you can record, all the music is right there for you. You can add captions, add text. I mean, anything that to create a great video is already in this platform. So even if you do nothing for TikTok to grow your business, you can create great videos from it and repurpose them.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. So we all have to ask, Cece, at what point did you know you were onto something majorly powerful? Because it sounds like you started around the pandemic, right? You said that was a couple years ago, which is crazy to think about. But tell us a little bit about of just like what happened and where it happened, and
and why it happened.
It is crazy.
And why
it is crazy to think that it was 2 years ago, like, and almost, I think January, February, 2 years ago, it all started. And I think I'm a big believer. One of my business mantras, if you guys have ever heard me speak, I say this all the time, that where people flee, I will go. It is a business mantra I've lived by forever. It's always served me well. And the fact that everyone hated it so much and just berated the platform for professionalism made me want it more. I'm like, okay, well, I love going against the grain and being one of the, the first realtors to really take advantage of it. Now there's thousands and thousands of realtors on TikTok. The ones that hated it before have embraced it. They're here, and it's really great to see all the creativity. But that was a primary reason, because everyone hated it so much that I just kind of felt that internal need to go do it and explore social media. And because I knew, like all social media, we all have a niche. So just because, or a niche, the back and forth, of course, it's not going to be just for teenagers. Of course, people are eventually going to. So the early adopters always, I think have that advantage. And I just wanted to adopt it early and get in and see all that it could be.
How long did it take you to blow up? Like you have several videos, a couple that are pinned to the top of the page. Will you tell us the name of your page again, real quick?
CC Underwood 904.
Okay. So CC Underwood 904. When did the first video go viral?
So what's funny is one of my very first videos went viral, and then nothing else ever did for a very, very long time. And then it wasn't, getting into different TikTok groups and masterminds. And it truly is, there's no rhyme or reason. It is about consistency. The dumbest thing in the world is what's going to go viral. And so it was actually a mom video that I made, because I'm still a mom too.
I love it.
A mom video went viral, and then it's just the consistency. The ones you think are going to do really well, you get 300 views, and the ones that you're like, yeah, whatever, end up getting 50,000, 100,000 views. I think my highest one is almost 1 million views.
Is it? Wow. Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, so you have close to 20,000 followers, I think. How, was there a certain video that increased your followers that you can tie that to, or when did your followers blow up?
I'm telling you, it was that mom video.
It was all, the bulk of it from the mom video. Wow.
It was the mom videos. And so you see different versions, there's Glenda Baker, who's super popular on TikTok. Her videos and her messaging is different. There's a few other realtors that their messaging is different. And so you create your own following. And I think that's great, because you really are attracting realtors as much as you are attracting potential buyers. This is relocation. So you get to play around with the platform and explore and see what's going to work for you. If you're going to be an educational realtor and just talk, or if you're going to show videos and you want to show a house and, hey, here's what 500,000 buys you in this neighborhood. Here's what 500,000 or $1 million buys you in this neighborhood. So there's different ways to use the channel, which I think is great for people getting started.
You said that what you said earlier was very Gary Vaynerchuk of you. You'll go where people are fleeing, and if people hate it, it makes you want to go even more. And that's kind of along the lines of what Vaynerchuk does. But I want to talk about how, people were kind of looking at you as if you were kind of ridiculous to go to that platform. If anyone knows Cece, they know that, well, she could be ridiculous. That's the whole, Cece's got this personality where she's very focused and serious, but has also a really silly side to her. And if you look at the statistics around home buyers, 35% of them last year were millennials. So they were in their late 20s to early 30s, and they're on TikTok. And There's a TikToker. He's a lawyer. He's an attorney. It's Law by Mike. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but he has 6 million followers and he's an attorney, and his videos are so silly and so informative. And if I need an attorney, I'm using Law by Mike. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
works. It works. So being silly and also offering information is really important, which that leads me to a question, actually. How do you balance the silliness and the education and information and make sure that it's clear and precise and it resonates?
For me, it is a mix of the trends. So it's funny because TikTok really did start out, I think, more as dancing trends. And now they're a little more educational, niche-based trends, which I think is cool because you can actually just use the text, use the sound, and there's not a whole lot of dancing involved around, business TikTok as much anymore. So even TikTok has evolved with business on the platform. So you are able to use a 15-second, and now it gets shorter and shorter. So even though now you have up to 3 minutes, that how long someone stays, which has always been the case among social media platforms, how long they stay and watch is going to be a huge factor with going viral, getting that high engagement. I've had some where I didn't get 1 million views, but I might have had 200 comments. That is high engagement. So that's where I think you're going to find where you're either talking or if you're doing a trend, are people going to talk about it? And of course, people are always triggered by, the number one thing that we get are the little trolls in the comments that are like, oh, you're a worthless profession. You guys suck. You're going away. I mean, there's more comments like that than are positive. So
Yeah.
just
Well, how do you manage that? Like, you tend to be a very positive person. And that's one of the things that I've always admired about you. How do you keep a clear head when there's so much negativity like that on your videos?
I mean, I think we can look at, when people are negative and they have a negative view, it's typically due to lack of education. So I truly believe when people are making negative comments, it's because they don't have all the answers. They're not in a profession. How can we truly expect someone to know what we do unless they did it at a high level? So I always do my best when there are some comments, I'll respond with a video and say, you know what, I'm really glad you said that. And here's some other options. Here's something else to think about. And many times they'll say, you know what, that was a great response. They almost turn their negativity into saying, thank you. I didn't look at it like that. Hey, I still feel the way I feel, but I thank you for your professional response. So that's why you can turn the feedback around instead of most realtors just attacking them, going, you're so dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. We're worth every penny we make. Yeah. Okay. Not every realtor is. Let's be honest. No, not everyone is. So, I mean, there's a lot of frustrations, and I think it's just a great opportunity to educate. Like if you're going to be an educator on a platform, you can't come at people when they feel differently because of something they don't know, right? We have to at some point say, that's the perception, and what can I do to help change that?
I'd love some
it.
haters. And just getting started in a niche on TikTok myself, I'm just in the first part of the commitment, right? So I'm coming up with content. I would love to have haters because that's a great strategy around just another.
If you don't have haters, you're doing it wrong.
I know. I'll get some. Don't worry. So
please hurry up. Hurry up with the haters already.
So do you have do you follow a content calendar? It seems all totally genuine and spontaneous, which is what TikTok consumers love, but is it planned? Like, where is it? How does that work?
It's probably more spontaneous. I will tell you, the only thing that might be planned is when I pre-record and I do a batch day, but the content typically I add later. So I'll save a bunch of trends. So I'll say, okay, here's a trending sound. Here's a trending sound. Here's something that another realtor did that I want to duplicate. So I'll save it. And that way, when you save the video, it automatically saves the sound. Again, another reason why TikTok's so easy. I just hit the sound button and then I go record. So I probably did 4 or 5 last night of just recording the trend itself. And then I'll go back and add the content.
You mentioned something in there. I've got to point out. I think it's so super important in TikTok being very different from Facebook. Like, you guys go and follow the people that you admire that are in your niche. Like TikTok loves that you do that. That teaches TikTok where to place, in what worlds to place your stuff too. And so it doesn't hurt you. Like on my Facebook realtor page, I'm not going to go following a bunch of realtors, right? So totally different there. And you mentioned that. I love TikTok for that reason. It's great. It's fun.
It's a great idea. So if you are a content struggle bus, if you simply follow the people who are creating the content, then you can just duplicate. That's
Did you just say struggle bus? Did you say struggle bus?
Content struggle bus.
I'm on the content struggle bus.
Just go follow people that make great content and repurpose it for your own. Change it up a bit, but repurpose it.
I think that's worth sitting with. That's the cutest thing I think I've ever heard in my life. I've got a case of the Mondays. I'm on the content struggle bus.
Oh, good.
Love it.
Someone that is hitting it right today.
So Cece, I have a question. So we understand that you're doing things on the fly here, but tell us about like the trending sounds and how that works to help you get views. We know that you love to use that music button and it's really easy, but give us kind of a description of, where it begins, how it starts, where, what do you do to make sure that it's working? Do you look up the trending sounds, et cetera?
So I follow some trending sound people. So they pop up on my For You page, and because I do follow them, and they literally their whole TikTok niche is to tell the world what's trending. So I follow them and they tell me what's trending. And so I save those videos. And again, whenever they say, hey, here's a new trending sound, this video got this, they save that sound and they tell you how to use it in your professional niche. So there really are some great guides in there of how to do it. I mean, there's a guide for everything. There's a guide for how to learn a dance. Like there's actual moms of teaching other moms how to do dances.
Awesome.
I follow Rachel Peterson, who is a social media expert. She just gives great advice for social media. And then I don't know who the trends are, but again, if you follow those people, they're going to show up. I follow other realtors. I support them. I follow moms. I'm on a lot of TikToks. Like a lot of people say I'm just on Mom Talk, but no, I'm on like Healthy Talk. I'm on Fitness Talk. I'm on Lesbian Talk. I'm on all the things. They feed my soul. People are so amazingly funny and creative, and TikTok it literally, yes, you can get sucked into it, but to me, it's in a good way. If you want to set yourself a timer on TikTok, I get so much creativity and you see so many personalities. I follow a woman who makes salads like meals.
Yes. Sorry, that's one of my favorites.
Salad talk.
Salad talk is exciting, Nick.
So you get this nice variety, and some of it's for you personally, right? Some of that TikTok is for you personally. A lot of TikTok is for your business, but I think it serves a lot of different things for people. There's people who are exercising on there, so you can actually use those as motivation. They're using other sounds, and just because it's not in a real estate TikTok doesn't mean you couldn't see another business. There's a lot of, I don't know what they are, the boutique people with their clothes and stuff. Yeah. They do a lot of cute stuff. They're just cute people in general. So I follow them because they do cute things with their sounds, and I just change it to real estate and repurpose it. So I like to follow different industries and people. They're just giving me such inspiration.
Well, and it makes sense, right? So just listening to you describe this, Cece, it's like a light bulb just went off in my brain because I'm a heavy Instagram user. And anytime I go through the Instagram videos, it's always the same sort of trending song that's associated with the videos, whether that be a cooking video, or like you said, a boutique video of what's new in fashion, all those things. So for anybody who's listening to this right now, don't reinvent the wheel. This is like it's right here, right here in front of you, right?
So I have a question because earlier that's exactly, Leslie. Like, don't try to come up with something. I mean, come up with something crazy and funny, but there's plenty of trending ideas that you could put your own spin on. I have a question because you mentioned earlier that you'll spend like an hour or an hour and a half creating like a bunch of like 20 or 30 TikToks in a row. So you clearly managed to make it a part of your business model.
Mhm.
Can you talk about that creation, that content struggle bus creation that helps you come up with those ideas? Because to create 20 or 30 TikToks in an hour and a half is quite impressive. So what's the creative process behind that?
So for that specifically, those are more talking videos. I did that with our videographer. That was like for YouTube, but I will
Okay.
do something similar for TikTok where I already have them saved. And remember, you guys don't have to do the trends. If you do go out and you follow Glenda Baker, she talks.
Yeah, she has like 500,000 followers, I think.
Yeah. And so that works really well for her. So if you're not a dancer, you don't need to be a dancer.
Oh,
If you don't-
good.
yeah, you don't have to. You can just simply talk. But I think what makes a lot of difference is the lighting. Make sure make sure you do have a good light. Get a good ring light at the very least. And just talk. So if you are educational, people will pick it up. And yes, there are some hashtags that are going to matter, to your specific topic. If you're talking about home buyers, you can tag home buyers, do hashtag Florida, your city, your state. I actually had an agent reach out that said, hey, I'm getting my real estate license because I was talking about things realtors can do when they get their license. And my hashtags were like Jacksonville, Florida, Ponte Vedra, St. Augustine realtor real estate license. And she was literally searching those things on TikTok and found us and was like, hey, I would love to join your team. So there really is multi-purpose for these platforms.
The educators always are the best recruiters, attractor type recruiters. Yeah, always. That's what our new agents or baby agents look for. We want to align ourselves with people that are going to teach us something and grow us something. That's an important point.
Jesse, you're talking about your niche earlier.
Yes,
Jesse,
I read psychology books, so you don't have to.
Yeah, Jesse came up with a brand new niche where she reads psychology, and so there was another one though.
Oh, I read psychology, and so it depends which book. I read business books, so you don't have to. I read leadership books, so you don't have to.
Yeah, because I don't read leadership books anymore because
But Nick,
they give me anxiety.
It's really a nod to you, sir. I said that
I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't read leadership books anymore because everybody thinks they know better. So it just keeps pointing me in different directions and I can't take it anymore. I've got
a question. Got an unplanned question. Okay, so you are in a couple different things. So you're using TikTok for your business and you're on Fit Talk a lot. So I'm interested in several different things and I'm a creative person myself. Is it okay if I want to use my one TikTok account to grow my my coaching sort of leadership niche and also use it for personal?
I think it just depends. Now you can create multiple accounts in TikTok if you want to. Obviously that is allotted with your time, how purposeful and how consistent you're going to be with two different platforms. I like to show my person. I do like to attract moms because moms can also be buyers and sellers.
Sure.
Not right now. A lot of people relocate and it's more of that branding aspect for me personally. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think even though I like it, the content I put out isn't fully mixed. I receive mixed content, but I don't really put out mixed content. It's really a mom niche and real estate. Like it's a mix of, I want to educate you as a buyer or seller. I also want to attract moms and it's other realtors for agent referral purposes.
Gotcha. What I love about that, Cece, is that you're making it like you're not putting yourself into something that you don't feel comfortable with, right? So you're thinking about what's a relatability factor here as a mom, right? And then also what you love in your business. And then marrying the two, it's a beautiful thing. I think it's so simple and so powerful. I love it.
And if you see someone you like your first thought, I think for a lot of agents is, I want to do that. I want to be like that person. Like that, it's, can be a very limiting thought in your head of like, then it kind of spirals into, well, I'm not her, like, oh, I'm not getting this. I'm not getting the same things as this person. I don't have as many views and I'm doing the same things. Well, it's because you're not that person.
Right.
So be who you are in your personality and just adopt what other people are doing, but still have your spin on it. The number of followers and how many go viral, that's not exactly going to be a correlation to direct business. It's the quality, it's the engagement, it's the messaging. So a lot of people will watch you on TikTok and then they start to explore other platforms. So they will go to your Instagram. Most of the buyers we've gotten from TikTok actually message us on Instagram. They flop
Interesting.
it too. They'll say, hey, I saw you on TikTok. Over and over and over again, we get that message, but it's through Instagram that they connect with us. But they first saw it on TikTok.
Well, that leads me to a question around ROI. Like at what point, because a lot of agents will say, well, what's my every agent, what's my ROI on that? What's my ROI on that?
Yo, you got the ROI on that for me?
No, my question. So my question, my
numbers?
question is like, I don't need specific numbers, but like, there's a lot of time to be spent. And so, agents don't like to spend time doing things, right? They're like, oh, that didn't work. I did it once. I texted that person. They didn't text me back. So, at what point did you begin to see an ROI on the time that you spent on TikTok? If that makes sense.
I mean, honestly, I look at it as marketing and branding. So
okay, yeah, I love that.
I don't know those numbers. I know that I enjoy it. I know that I'm educating people. I know they are watching and I know it adds value. And I know that we've gotten direct business both from buyers and agent referrals. It's something I enjoy. So I'm not really going to say, oh my God, I only spent, I spent 4 hours on this and I only got one buyer from it. Sometimes things are the greater good. We know that our sphere watches us sometimes for a year because they aren't ready. So I'm going to continue to put out the content and do the things that I like to do. I know it adds value. If it's not adding value directly to a buyer, it's adding value to a realtor. It always comes back. And again, if it's not your thing, you don't try to force yourself to make it your thing. Yes, you should do some uncomfortable things in real estate. And there's 100 different ways to get business. Social media is a part of it. But if you're not going to be authentic at it, you can be awkward, you can stutter, that's okay. But if it's not authentic, then no one's going to connect with you.
Yeah, that's really good advice. So many of us seem to take for granted the things that we enjoy doing. Like people ask me, why do you do that podcast? Like, are you making money from it? I'm like, I do the podcast because it's fun.
Yeah.
And I get to have cool conversations and I get to hang out with cool people during the podcast. And listen, if an agent sees this podcast or listens to this podcast and, they want me to help them with something or coach them, then that's great. But that's not why I do it. I do it because I have a good time and it makes me feel good.
Your niche. If you're looking for your niche, that's it. It's your joy. It's something that you enjoy. Because think about this, like, especially around TikTok, you've got to commit to 30 days, right, of putting out content every day. If you're in this game at all, right? Like that's kind of that's a blanket rule for TikTok. Let's just do that for 30 days.
At least 3 days.
Okay, and 3 a day. All right. I got work to do.
3 a day. You got to read more psychology books, Jesse.
But like, could you imagine making 3 videos a day about something that you didn't really enjoy? That's called work, and you're not getting paid for it. You're not going to do it.
That reminds me. Oh, sorry, Leslie. I just want to say one thing because I'll forget.
Yeah.
That reminds me when I was interviewing Ken Pozek, he just started to blow up on YouTube. Like 24% of his business last year came from YouTube. Around 30 million came from YouTube. That took 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, and he did, when he first started on YouTube in Orlando, he did a video a day for an entire year. It took 3 months for his first piece of business after he made 90 videos or 100 videos, right? And that doesn't seem like a very long time, but making 100 videos is a lot. And then over time, it's like his main source of business now, but it took 6 years to get there and he loves it.
Right.
And so to him, it doesn't feel like work.
Right. He would have quit if he didn't love doing it.
Yeah. Now, so sorry, Leslie, go ahead.
No, and you and I are on the same page, Nick. And that's exactly what I was going to just come back to you, Cece, and ask you. Because I feel like when people are going to listen to this, they're going to think, so when does my first deal come in? And when did you see your first deal? Right? They're going to be like, okay, great, but what's in it for me? And
Cece's like, I have no idea.
How much commitment, right?
Cece's like, I'm just
I mean, do
dancing.
you know, or you don't know,
Okay.
right? I'm
I
just
really
curious.
don't know the date. I mean, I think it might have been within 6 months. It was definitely within the, that first year. But again, it's branding, marketing and branding can be extremely hard to track. And so I don't get wrapped up in it because again, right, where do I say now, if they didn't tell me, hey, I saw you on TikTok, I would have never known. I would have assumed it was Instagram, which I'm nowhere near as active on. But they took the time to go find my personal Instagram that I'm not active on to message me there, knowing they could have messaged me on TikTok.
Yeah.
So people are they're still looking to validate you on multiple platforms as it evolves, as the age group evolves on TikTok. So we're, those different platforms, we're now getting, based from Kim, like we took his 100-day challenge. We took that, one a day for 100 days. And it is difficult, but it is about finding your passion, your joy, because like you guys all just said, if it's something that you're going to fight that causes stress in your world, there's enough stress in real estate. So find what you love. The ones who are blowing it up on Instagram, they love it. They're social. They love to make it a part of their day. It is natural it's a natural love with intention though. So it's not like, oh, I just love to do this stuff. No, they still do it with purpose. They still have their passion with purpose. So I want to make that a point. Like you could love to do it, but it still can't be like, oh, whenever I want. This is my passion. I'm going to make my passion my business. So that's putting it on purpose. That's just what Ken did, he loves to do it, but he did it with purpose. Hey, I'm going to do this every day for 100 days. I'm going to grow this. And being okay with that delayed gratification, because you're right now, your need to have things on your time when you want it is going to cost you more time and more money because you weren't willing to wait for success because of your expectations. Just do it and keep doing it.
Bam. I love when Cece schools me. I love like being told what's up by Cece. There's always a moment whenever I interview her where she's just like, do it.
Just do it.
Like she's just like telling you what's up.
You're the problem. No.
I love it.
You're the problem. Get out of the way. But no, that's what I love about Cece is that like she knows how to have fun, but then when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious. She got to tell you what's up. But that's awesome. I think that's a perfect place to end today. This was a great interview. I appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being here. Jesse, I appreciate you. Leslie, Cece, everybody. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. But if you're listening to Command Your Social, please subscribe, leave us a review, share this with your friends and your family and your loved ones. And if you want to go to commandyourconsulting.com, I almost forgot my website for a second. There's lots of command. We're commanding a lot of things. We're commanding social. We're commanding consulting. I can't keep up with all this stuff we're commanding.
Don't forget, Cece, tell us your handles where we can find you again.
Where's your handles?
Oh, my handles. So Instagram and TikTok is at CC Underwood 904. And you can find me, of course, on Facebook is CC Underwood.
I guarantee you're going to get 4 or 5 followers from this podcast, at least.
I love it.
At least. Well, CC, thank you so much. Everyone have an amazing day and an amazing weekend. And we'll see you next time on Command Your Social. Bye.